Alright folks, we are back on... Whoa, what happened there? We are back on Campaign 17. We just emerged from... I don't think it was improbable, but it seemed in doubt at several times that we were going to pull the victory out in that last battle. If you are just joining us or catching up, we are slightly ahead. The name of the game is to get the national morale. I think... I should really know since I modded it. I think it's down to 39. And this campaign has been going on in real life, I think, for over 4 months. So, yeah, take that with what you want. We did, we started as the Union. We played a long, we should probably start. We played a long time as the Union. We switched, I think, in August, September of 62. Because we were far ahead. The campaign was going to end, and I didn't really want the campaign to end, so... played as CSA for, not quite a year and a half, almost as long as I had played the Union, and now we have switched back to the Union to try to finish this campaign. I mean, as long as it's kind of this close, I think, yeah, we're ahead. We'll probably stay as the Union. At a certain point, you just got to pick a side and go with it. So we started as Union. We're going to end as the Union. That is my hope now, and hopefully we'll end up with the W. So we had... I think it's fair to say in 1,200 hours, the largest battle I've ever had. I think we had close to 1,400 folks. Nope, that's not right. 4,000. Nope, that's not right. 400,000 folks involved in this battle around Richmond. It was slightly less because not all the reinforcements arrived. It was probably, though, the largest battle we've ever had. So, anyways, that was that. The name of the game of the Union, as the Union, is to continue to try to press into the CSA and take as much territory as we can. I mean, reclaim as much territory as we can. And based on the results of the last battle, I think that means we're going to look for a fight in Tennessee in this episode. It may come from elsewhere. In Kentucky, these were actually forces that a couple episodes ago were in Georgia and South Carolina. It had been a rough time there. They're back in friendly Kentucky, getting back their readiness. The 3rd Corps of some army, the Army of Indiana, is over here. I actually don't know. I don't know where Bryce has gone. He was like down in Florida, and I was like, nah, that's a terrible idea. And so I know that we tried to move him north. I actually I don't know where he is at this moment. So we'll see if double clicking helps. All right, kind of. All right. So the Army of Indiana has ended up here, and we're gonna send it. This is a terrible idea, but I don't really know what else to do. Yeah, we'll send it over here to Maryland, Delaware. I guess it's technically Maryland, but we may cross into Delaware at some point and then try to get out there. But that's not a high priority. No, the higher priorities, so now that the Smith has gone yellow, we're going to get his readiness up. Try to get him moving. Mansfield is stable. All right, and this is Hayes. All right. Let's see what we can do here in terms of manpower. My guess is probably not too much. You know what? That's not terrible. But I know we have several batteries we have to finish recruiting, and so we're going to recruit them. Administrative form is not interesting. Propaganda is, but we ain't there yet in terms of subsidies. And where is it? I know it exists. Recruitment offices exist, and we're going to take it. Farm mech isn't ready. That's okay. In terms of policies, where are we at? I actually thought it was Breadbasket 1. I actually don't know what we're researching. Do we not have a policy selected? What is happening to this campaign? And should we go for northern routes? Northern routes. Number of volunteers from Midwest, minus 15%. I don't know. Seems like a lot of work for not that much. Oh! I lied. Breadbasket, I don't think is done. I don't know. We'll come out of this and see if it says we need to do a policy. It doesn't, so we're going to leave it as is, but that is on the chopping block. I gave up on the liberation of Arkansas. It seemed to distract too many troops here from the actual fight in Tennessee. And so we have a first corps here that is, let's see. Newton's not that good in terms of readiness. McClellan is okay. Manson is okay. I think there's a bunch of armies. So I see 2 armies, 3 armies. And then Kearny's Corps. Now, since they can actually fight, let's move them down. And man, I hate to move them in scouting because they will be delayed if combat begins. Gibbon, I would love to have in this fight. Over here, the 3rd Corps under Steele it was rough for them earlier in this campaign season here that opened up in April, and so they're still recuperating from from a loss. It was probably 4 or 5 episodes ago. I don't think I'm spoiling anything since this comes in the future, but there it is. Smith, yeah, Smith can stay on scouting since he's probably too far away to affect anything. Mansfield is looking ready, though. Cook is not. Grant is actually not. So we're working on 2 supply depots here to help us in Richmond. I guess I didn't go up to 5x. So we're going to go up to 5x. Heart stuff. Heart stuff. My apologies. Yeah, I don't know how this squadron is still engaged. You know what? Mortarboats sounds for role-playing reasons exactly right. I really don't care about those forts too much. 1st Corps is out here. There are now 3 1st Corps here, so it's oh, and a 4th up here. So yeah, I don't know what the significance of that is. I never know whether these are going to be campaign heavy or battle heavy episodes. On the recruitment track, if you're wondering, like, why isn't he recruiting more and just, you know, putting an end to this? Well, yeah, 31,000 looks like a lot. But remember, you have, 520,000 that are actually fielded, and you need several for reinforcements. And some of the batteries we actually recruited are still waiting to show up. So we have to wait for them to manifest. When I switched from the Union to CSA, apparently the Union did not always continue to recruit, even though it could have, or go for projects. Well, subsidies that would have enabled projects that would have enabled recruitment. It was a really, really long-winded way of explaining what should have happened, but it should have happened. And it did not. Alright, Mississippi Squadron. You know what? We're going to move them down. Navy upkeep is 208 million. I think that's far more than we're actually spending, so I'm going to take a look at that pretty soon. Alright, these guys use railroads, so we're going to use railroads, sea movement, and river movement. And try to get the Army of Indiana going and eventually have it link up with some of the forces it's supposed to lead. Jones's score is 47,000, no joke. Army of Tennessee, I don't know. Gladden's score, I feel like we've engaged it enough that if we attack it again, it might just run. But I'm nervous about doing it without the readiness to boot. So we're moving cautiously, but it's supposed to be a kind of deliberate forward push here. Third Corps over here, yeah, that's fine. And then a different Third Corps over there is also fine. None of these have gone yellow. So we can't put them in scouting, which would, if they have cavalry, that should significantly increase their readiness. All right, here's where we gotta kind of pay attention, and I think the safest way to move the Army of Indiana, yeah, using all those. Force march is fine. And we'll try to get them over there, and if we can get some readiness back here, maybe make a Knoxville push. But I feel like Knoxville is frequently out of supply. And so maybe ignoring it, and what is this? Carthage Ferry Mills. Maybe pushing down here, and then to Chattanooga might be more advantage. We'll see. Okay, move steel over to the offensive. That's a small... Denmark loses the Battle of Else. Well, we are July 1st, 1864, so... Our average is around 50 because national morale and support should move towards each other. CSA, now the AI is at 46. No, Grant really shouldn't move. Mansfield, nah. Alright, so maybe in the east it really has to be let alone for this episode. First, okay, this first corps under Kearney is ready, but I think they have some morale problems. Yeah, they do. Not sure how Manson has... Well, they claim they have supply problems, so we'll see about that. McClellan is okay. And then the only other fighting group is this first corps under Newton. We're going to move them down. And I think we're going to try to face off against Jones's corps here. They're the closest. And we'll just see what we get. Alright, Second Corps here is ready to rock. Honestly, this first corps is kind of a tripwire. And Kelly, yeah, Kelly's got a long way to go. think I'm missing something. I only see 3. All right. There. Okay, so this is the first core that's over here. And we're going to try to dislodge Jones's core here. I guess we'll either get a battle or something else. Mississippi Squadron. Alright. Low readiness, so they're not going to move. Fine. Fine. Alright, we get ourselves a battle. So 115,000 on our side to about 90,000 on their side. And artillery is about even. So, yeah, we're going to go hop on in. We're only, what, 16 minutes in? So we got a little bit of time for battling. And we'll see what we get. Battle of Murfreesboro. Alright, and what we are looking at. Here, let's get rid of that and that and that. So we got to come pretty much the longest distance possible, but it's only 2 victory points. It's 10 points, right? 2 5-pointers. I would probably just head for Murfreesboro, though. If we can pull this one away, we might do that. But based on the deployment zone and other factors, I'm going to put you on pause and bring you back when I have something to show you. Alright, and I guess this is as good a time as any to bring you back in. We've crossed over to here. We haven't taken either of the victory points, but we did cut this reinforcement path for the CSA. I don't know if it matters. Probably not. But we've done that, and we're starting to move on Murfreesboro proper. And the CSA has now started to react to that movement, even though we haven't taken those victory points. And let's see here. We should probably move back a little bit. Again, I tend to get in trouble not for being too passive with my cavalry, but for being too active. So we'll try to avoid that here. I don't know what artillery that is that's shooting down on us, but yeah, we've gotten 2 corps that have shown up to reinforce, and they've been ordered down. It's really this last corps here that's lagging a little bit. The rest is fairly close. It has us behind, I suspect. Actually, I could just find out rather than trying to guess. Yeah, so we have more than twice, a little bit more than twice the total that the CSA has. We'll see what they're able to do with what they have. But we're trying to delay a fight until our whole force, or at least a lot more of our force, can be here. We can see that we have some folks down here. And yeah, we're moving back with our cav. Okay. So this cav should get over here. Even at 2x, I guess we're not quite fast enough. Move up to 5x. We don't need scouts out anymore. We kind of have a sense as to where they are, so we can recall them. Don't need cold steel, but we don't need scouts either. And I guess we have to kind of play the edge of the map, even if we don't want to. But yeah, we'll send a huge cavalry force here east of Murfreesboro, and we'll leave it to the... Oh. That is actually a huge, huge force. Not just a huge force, a huge, huge force. of cav. I'm surprised because I think overall in the campaign right now, CSA has more cav. But it might just be the forces involved that have what we see here. And we'll probably send this group forward. Considering their size, is this really an entry point? I thought we just captured this. Oh, they went back and they recaptured it. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so we'll send them there. Send Potter there. Nah. We'll send you over there. And some of the divisions are starting to get out. We don't need you that far back. We can move you up. All right, what is that? Not that cutting this off seems like the most pressing thing, but why not, right? If we can make their lives more difficult, we should do it. See, Potter is going to be ordered up over there. Let's actually order Potter over there. And then, yeah, Hunt can come back there. That's fine. What is it? Keim? Keim looks like Keim is doing about right. A lot of those forces are trying to get over the Stones River, and so once that happens, we'll be in much better shape. And I think that's about all there is to report. Okay, we'll get them facing over there. We'll get them dismounted. Eventually. There we go. And I feel like the key with these guys is to just move them up. Trying to do too much at long range feels like a mistake, so we'll order them up. We'll see if the CSA responds. Probably a better bet for them would have been to play much higher up into Murfreesboro and then challenge the crossing and try to defeat this army piecemeal, defeat the first half, maybe quickly, and then the second half. But the railroad cut, the river, the creek, there are opportunities there, so. All right, I see some arties, so I'm going to start detaching the artillery. Now, why? I can't quite click on these guys. All right, but we'll start detaching them as well. And everything else is pretty much lost in there, so. That is where that stands. All right, it looks like we have a Cav v. Cav over here. I think we can order them up there. And we'll order this Cav up to deal with that Cav. Vance is unstable here. Guess they have not liked what they've endured so far. We're going to send force. Yeah, I'd rather get that brigade running. I'd like to close off that entry point, but I will take just removing that brigade. Where's Davidson headed? Who got it this time? General Jackson, that's pretty nondescript. Alright, hopefully they don't leave the battlefield and they just take the entry point. We are fighting a bit of lag here at 13 FPS. I don't know what to tell you. My system generally doesn't care about Grand Tactician, so leads me to believe the problems are elsewhere, but that's just me. Alright, that's a pretty talented first battery. So we'll see what they're capable of. Is enough of the first wave across? I think so. I'm not sure why Potter's in trouble, but apparently he is. Okay, we'll move them up there. Quimby will move. Yeah, I'm thinking of Mayor Quimby. That's just the quote-unquote quality you should expect here. Alright, Halleck. Give him attack orders. Davidson. A similar deal. Kearney. Believe you're up here too. Let's see what happens. It is only 8, a little after 8 in the morning, so we don't have to go crazy yet. Man, 14 FPS is weird. Yeah, I guess that's Potter's cab that broke for reasons only known to them. Alright, so we'll deal with that. We'll move up here to seize the Manchester Turnpike. Cut off one route of retreat. The lag has only gotten worse. I'm sorry to report. I don't know why it seems so bad in here, and we had 2-3 times the number of men on the battlefield, or at least supposed to be on the battlefield, and it was not this bad. Soon enough, you'll see the elephant. Alright, that looks like a core order to attack. Divisional order to attack has been given. Same here. I don't know why there's that weird echo. Alright, first troops here are starting to reach the outskirts of Murfreesboro. Has our cav made any difference? Not yet. Well, not really. We'll move that cav up. We're gonna move this cav down. I'm gonna help the CSA cav out because they're not in loose order, but they should be. We are fighting Zalag here. Oh, that Jackson has been killed. Alright. Wow. They broke? I guess they don't have much in the way of leadership or experience, so it's not that crazy. Just looking to see who else we have here. I don't know why they would move over there, so... I feel like McCrae was in the last battle. Alright, we're going to try to close distance over here and get this high rate of fire stuff working at closer distance. Oh, yikes. A lot more CSA over here than I thought. Alright, I guess we need to, yeah, probably back up a bit. And I guess Force up here did not realize the angle he needed to take. But I would suspect that the 3 cab brigades over here are tying down probably a larger number than themselves. Alright, so we're going to try to put some pressure on CSA here. We will see how successful it is. But holy moly, that is a lot of lag for not that many models on the battlefield. So Gladden is CSA. Where did he enter? Looks like about as far from the action as we could hope. Yeah. Alright, looks like everybody else here from the Union is up. I'm surprised Sheffield just stepped up and engaged over there. And I haven't said much because there ain't too much to say. We are down to 5 frames per second, so let me just check here. Yeah. Ryzen doesn't care. It's 64 degrees. The GPU really doesn't care. Alright, Cox Jr.'s been wounded. Man, I can't believe our casualties are higher than theirs. Halleck wants to be on the attack. That's good. Davidson and Kearney. So they all have the right stance nominally. I don't know if we should send them to assault. I don't know, I thought for certain we would break them over here. Try to get Smith back. Maybe we just gotta switch everybody to assault. But anyways, that is that. And we'll see which units actually adopt the assault formation, and then we'll see what they do with it. We'll also see if we can get this battle done in this episode. Yeah, I don't get it, man. The numbers are not what they were in previous battles that didn't have this kind of lag. Even just letting it go, it doesn't really seem to improve all that much. We are quite thick over here on the right. Yeah, and I'm surprised that just given the assault stance. We don't seem to want to use it. Alright, we'll clean up some of those brigades. It's not even 11 a.m. yet, so... Yeah, those two units are in rough shape. We will start at the top and work our way to... Nah, I guess we won't. We will try to send the word out to use generally closer ranges. It's hard to know which one of these actually matters. It seems like the brigade command is usually the best, but it also seems like the most tedious to go through and do all those, so I'm hoping the shortcut works, but I'm not optimistic. Smith. Thought we moved Smith back a while ago. Apparently not. Well, we've almost doubled our frame rate, almost up to 20 FPS. I don't think that matters too much. Hunt is getting a bit wrecked. We're going to bring Hunt back. We're evening out the casualties here with Govin. Hillary Goldberg. Herbert. Yeah, okay. Is working over there. I don't think any of those orders actually mattered. What we really got to do is close range and get some more accurate shots on. But methinks what I'm going to do is, here, we're going to pull this cav out, or we're going to try to, is probably call a wrap to this battle. Since we have so many troops, that might benefit from some sort of improvement, but also because we're only getting 15 FPS, and we should be getting more. Maybe if we exit and come on back in, then we'll get something better. But plus, we're getting close to the 60-minute mark. We really haven't closed the gap, at least on the top line. But now the relative casualties are in our favor. So that is handy. But man, I really wish these range suggestions, or whatever we want to call them, were taken into account. Is this first battery got much to fire at? They got something to fire at, so that's good. We're actually going to move this battery up alongside them. Yeah, I think part of the problem is that we're not quite hitting as well as we could, and we're not hitting all together, but it's partially the nature of the map and the way we kind of came up. But it also seems like a lot of the orders we've given to assault have just not been followed. Alright, I think we might have routed that cav brigade that was up here. And we routed them. So we'll fall back. But we are at about the 55-minute mark. It seems like there's a fair amount of battle left. Maybe we haven't actually closed the door, so we'll see. I would hope that reinforcements streaming in would be a good thing. I know they also have reinforcements that should show up based on where they entered the battlefield, probably over here. Yeah, that's fine. But I think for the purposes of this one, rather than have a super long battle at oh, we're almost up to 20 FPS. Rather than have that go through, we'll call it a wrap here, because I don't know, this battle could go on for another half hour. It might end in 5 minutes. I really don't know. But this is a pretty good start. Feels like a pretty good start here for this one. And we're just at that stage in the campaign where a lot of these battles take 2 episodes. So I've enjoyed fighting this. I hope we pull it out in the end. But we'll have to find out in the next episode.